Hello there. My name is Anastasia. Michelle, welcome. Welcome. Today I'm introducing my new program, and it is the Spirit Weaver Shamanic Healing Apprenticeship. And this is an amazing kind of brainchild that I have been working on for quite a while. I have been working in holistic wellness for 20 years, and I did 8 years of training with Andean shamanism and working with the Kogi tribe of Colombia, and then actually went on to even do additional trainings after that, working more with the Q'ero people and the Peruvian shamanic lineages. And wow, it's just a wonderful training. It's really what I wanted to have when I first started out on this journey. Just a very straightforward map of how to begin practicing and working with clients in a healing setting as a shamanic practitioner. And so I think the beauty of this program is it is comprehensive, but there's a lot of thought and consideration behind that. And one piece of that is that from the first, cycle, you're going to be able to start building your community and working directly with clients. And I think that's super important. And also being able to have all these different pieces so that you can really build a practice that looks knowledgeable, confident. It's really impactful and transformative. And part of building a transformative practice is your own inner work. And so this Spirit Weaver apprenticeship is set up so that you have a lot of support through your own inner alchemy. So let's get into the actual program. And come into the space with me today, come into that heart space. So as we talk about this, we're really talking about a calling, an inner calling. If you have felt some point, either through vision or dream, for me, it was like a really powerful dream, or just a strong inner knowing that you really want to support people in a way that our medical systems can't really support them right now. And that means on a spiritual level. And we are spiritual beings having this physical experience. We're moving into a time of great change and transformation. It's an incredibly exciting a time, but it's also a time where a lot of people are going to be needing and wanting energetic and spiritual support. So introducing Spirit Weaver, the Shamanic Healer's certification. This is my 3-year program to become a leader, healer, and artist of your life. So the invitation, like I said, this is a calling. It comes from within. It's going to be a passion to align with your inner radiance and to learn how to navigate the spirit realms. So in shamanic training, we access spiritual realms to bring healing to the physical body. So spirit informs matter. And so we work directly on the spiritual plane. And to begin this process, you begin a process of releasing the past and creating from your own soul. You become, through the training, an intuitive guide, a wisdom keeper, and a shamanic practitioner. This is a commitment to earth and soul healing and your deep personal transformation. Through this program, I have worked incredibly hard so that you could feel confident and earn multiple certifications. So because it's a 3-year program, I don't want you to have to wait until year three to really start practicing. So we go ahead and put a chakra balancing included into the training modules. You'll still be learning other shamanic tools, but I've included a shamanic balancing, or I mean, excuse me, a chakra balancing certificate for the first year. So you can go ahead and start working with clients. And there will be also an extra bonus like booklet about women's circles. If you want to start a circle, that's a really great way to start building your community and getting people to know about your work. In the second year, I include a crystal energy healing certification. Once again, it's layered into the shamanic work. And also in year two, you can be certified as a cacao ceremonialist. Excuse me, cacao ceremonialist. And that is it's a whole separate little class that I've built, and it's really beautiful. It's wonderful. I love sharing cacao ceremony because you build in the shamanic ceremony, you share the cacao, and it's just a lovely, lovely way for people to be introduced to the shamanic work. You will be learning how to facilitate ceremonies and pilgrimages. So different ceremonies, fire ceremony, water ceremony, despacho, which is like an earth healing and balancing ceremony. And then doing pilgrimages, which is working with the sacred sites. And then, of course, at the end is the Spirit Weaver Shamanic Healer certification so that you can work directly with clients as a shamanic healer. So the program overview, it is a 3-year long journey and 3 consecutive 9-month segments. And now while that might seem a little daunting at first, it's super flexible, possibly even just like 10 hours a month, 10 to 15 hours a month. It's hybrid format, so it's mostly online. One in-person weekend per year, and that's just so you can see me in action doing healing sessions. You'll be receiving your rites of the Moonite Key, which are spiritual empowerments and initiations. And also we'll be doing pilgrimages during those in-person weekends. So that's an important piece of this. And as far as the rest of the classwork goes, you're not getting graded or anything. So there might be pieces that really work for you. You know, you want to build them into your practice. And there might be things that you either already know or it's not that interesting to you and you can just move right on past it. There are certain pieces, of course, that you will have to, learn and practice in order to be able to serve your clients. And so each year builds on the last. So there's a lot of flexibility, but you have to do year one before year two and year two before year three. All right, so deepening your practice with the South American shamanic wisdom. So we work with a few different lineages from the Americas and indigenous lineages. And these wisdom keepers are sharing their wisdom right now because they see this time where we are going to be the ones that have to be the stewards of the earth. And their ways of life are changing with the modern world and all of those things. And so they're sharing this wisdom very specifically so that we share it with others. And so this is all coming from direct transmissions that are specifically created for this earth transition, where the prophecies speak about people start beginning to awaken and dark structures beginning to fall, and we're starting to sow the seeds for a future golden age. And I work with the archangels a lot, and their transmissions are really collaborating these indigenous prophecies, which several different tribes that I've worked with have held these prophecies. So you'll learn how to open sacred space, which is basically to open into the spiritual realm to bring healing into the physical. You'll learn how to work with a mesa. You'll build your own mesa, which is basically it's an altar grid that's a microcosm of the galactic consciousness. And it's a place that you will start building relationships with the different elements and different sacred sites. And it really becomes this medicine tool and a personal power tool. And it's really beautiful. I love the Mesa so much. I think that's probably how I fell in love with all this was through the Mesa work. And the luminous body healing, which is basically at the core of a shamanic healing session, is we're working with the luminous body, which includes chakras, limpias, which are energetic cleansing, and overall energy healing, as well as you'll be doing practices to learn how to develop your intuition so that you can have intuitive readings built into your practice. You'll learn, like I said, to facilitate ceremonies and generally to do ceremonies. Like you could do regular cacao ceremonies, but things like the fire or water blessing or despachos, I do those maybe once a year, twice a year or so. You can determine how you like to do that. Sometimes I charge, sometimes they're free, sometimes it's something you can offer a private session with, and you'll of course learn more about that. And the ethical application is an important part of this program because we want to make sure we're really honoring these cultures. And that's also one reason why I have it's a 3-year program because the ethics are important. And when you're showing up in a healing space, how you show up is really important, and how we represent these lineages is important. And there's a lot of misconceptions about shamanism and already. And so we really want to start to have an integrated practice with our modern world. We want to integrate it. And that means in some ways making it your own, some ways making sure we're really honoring these traditions. The Munai Key initiations are 10 rites of spiritual empowerment. And these are basically transmissions and downloads and initiations that connect you with various tools of shamanic power, and also they connect you with lineages. And if you've ever received like any kind of spiritual activation or transmission, that's what it is. So it's a direct transmission that's passed from teacher to student, and these process is like they consider it like a seed that you're sowing. So you just nurture the seed and really can have a great relationship with these spiritual lineages that can really support your practice and these initiations. During in-person pilgrimages, we'll connect with sacred sites, we'll do the annual ceremonies, and you will learn how to really help invite people to become more to develop a relationship with Mother Earth or Pachamama Gaia. So during these pilgrimages, we invite others to come into this right relationship. And that work is so powerful and profound. It can provide a lot of sense of purpose for people. And it's kind of like, oh, this is the thing that I've been missing. And you're like, oh, this is what people are missing. This really beautiful connection. It's so sacred. All right. So this is a very unique offering. Many of these kind of shamanic healing programs, they might be like 6 or 12 weeks. They're very fast. They're very high cost, and you don't have a lot of support. You're kind of piecing it together at the end, like, wait, I just got, I saw this ceremony, but I don't actually know how to do it. Am I actually initiated to do these ceremonies or what? So there's actually a lot of questions with a lot of the trainings out there. And this is very clear. What we're passing on is a transmission that you can receive the initiations to do these practices in the specific way, and it's really because I've been able to develop it online. It's a fraction of the cost of many of these other programs, which unfortunately are somewhat sometimes are just the equivalent of spiritual tourism, to be honest. This is not that. This, you'll get in-depth session guidance, how to step into your shamanic healing session so you feel confident with your clients. You can begin to practice after the first year. During your process of inner alchemy, which is going to be a large focus here, is that you have this personal practice going because what you heal, you can help others to heal. Um, so there's that focus, and you will be supported with the archangels. You'll receive archangel initiations and support. You will learn about plant allies, crystal healing, coaching, ethics, and most programs don't have that. And so you get to work with me directly, and it's also there's opportunities for bigger community building, which I'll talk about in just a minute. All right, so a new earth, integrated healing, and ongoing community. And this is just what we need to heal our planet and our cultures. Um, Something that Don Oscar Miro Quesada says is we are creating culture and we are the leaders. We are creating this. So how are we creating um, the next generations? How are we healing the next generations? And we're going to give you some direct tools to help build community. Like I said, it's integrated. Like I offer some coaching, some trauma-informed modules and things like that so that you can be well versed when you're speaking with people. So answer the call. So if you've really felt the call to begin building community, offering transformational healing sessions, having a global impact, aligning clients with their truth and destiny, or becoming a teacher, this is for you. And when I talk about becoming a teacher, for the people that graduate from this program, once they've been in practice for a couple years, I will give them the opportunity and the invitation to do a small additional program to begin teaching exactly what you're going to learn. So you will have the whole um, teaching layout, all of the course materials and everything right there for you if you decide to also offer these kind of apprenticeship teaching. So that's a possibility. I really want the Spirit Weaver um, shamanic healers to stay connected. I want to do annual pilgrimages and things like that and really start building something, special. And it is a global impact because we are working to heal the earth and we can work with people online all over the world. And so it's really an elevated practice. Especially with the archangel initiations and things like that, you're going to receive a lot of illumination, a lot of support and align clients with their truth and destiny. I mean, most people right now are doing what they think they should, not feeling like, oh, I know I'm doing my soul purpose. And that's what we want people to start feeling when we're coming into the new earth. I want people to be feeling like I'm impactful, I'm important, I know my soul mission, I know my inner beauty and wisdom, and I know how to apply it. And so you'll be able to share initiations and help guide people into their inner truth, which is the most important thing, in my opinion. Yep. So join the Spirit Weaver journey. Right now, we're doing the cohort starts October 2026, the beginning of October. I'm only opening it for a few spaces, so there's only 4 spaces left. And I offer payment plans, flexible learning, um, clear advice, and even templates and outlines to start your practice and your ceremonies. And even if you're not wanting to build a healing practice, This will transform your life if you follow the modules and you work with the inner alchemy. Absolutely. My journey of transformation, if you haven't seen it, I hope you'll check out some of the podcasts on my YouTube, where I share I had a miraculous healing from terminal cancer. I overcame toxic relationships, abusive relationships, all kind of things. And I did this through this work. And that's what I'm sharing with you. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. I know how much it can help. All right. So I think that is good for now. If you have any questions, feel free to set up a consultation. Let me know. And yeah, many blessings to you if you feel the call. I hope to talk to you soon. All right. Bye.